Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at somebody next to you right now and tell them, I will win. Say it like you mean it. Say it with power, I will win. See, when you open your mouth and you declare it, you begin to change something inside of you. The moment you say it with conviction, you wake up that sleeping giant within you. The moment you say it with power, you call forth strength you didn't even know you had. That's why we're here today. Not to whisper about possibilities, not to casually hope that things get better. We are here to make a declaration. I will win, now I know. Life doesn't always look like victory. Life doesn't always feel like winning. Sometimes it feels like everything you touch falls apart. Sometimes it feels like the whole world is conspiring to keep you down. Sometimes you wake up and the weight of yesterday is sitting right there on your chest, daring you to get up, daring you to try again. And in those moments you have to make a choice, not when things are easy, not when the sun is shining and the money is flowing and the friends are clapping. No, you've got to make that choice when the lights are off, when the tears are streaming, when the silence is deafening. That's when you've got to look life in the eye and say, I will win. See, winning doesn't start with circumstances. Winning doesn't start with the applause of others. Winning doesn't start when the odds are in your favor. Winning starts in your mind. Winning starts in your mouth. Winning starts in the heart of a person who has decided, no matter what comes my way, no matter how many times I get knocked down, no matter how many doors slam in my face, I will win. I remember when people told me, you can't do it, you're not good enough, you don't have what it takes. Maybe you've heard that too. Maybe they looked at your past, at your mistakes, at your failures, and they stamped you with a label that said, not enough. Unworthy, inadequate, but let me tell you something. People's opinions don't determine your destiny. Their rejection doesn't define your worth. Their doubts don't cancel your dream. You've got to decide. You've got to declare. You've got to stand flat-footed and tell the world, I will win. Now listen to me closely. It won't be easy. Let's get that straight. There will be pain. There will be sleepless nights. There will be moments of fear so heavy you feel paralyzed. There will be people who walk away. There will be days when your own reflection mocks you, when the voice in your head says, you're wasting your time, you should quit, you're not going to make it. But I came here today to remind you, that voice is a liar, that fear is a liar, that doubt is a liar, and every time you hear it, you've got to open your mouth and declare back, I will win. Somebody in this room has been through hell. You've lost people you loved. You've had dreams collapse. You've had your heart broken. You've had seasons where you didn't even know how you were going to make it to tomorrow, and yet you're still here. You're breathing, you're standing, you're listening. That means there's still fight in you. That means the story isn't over. That means there is still a chapter ahead that has not been written yet. And if you've got the courage to hold the pen, if you've got the faith to keep going, then you can write that next chapter with these 3 words, I will win. I want you to think about this. Every champion you've ever seen, every hero you've ever admired, every person you've ever looked up to, they weren't born with a guarantee. They weren't born with a golden ticket. They weren't born immune to struggle. They faced opposition, they faced failure, they faced ridicule, but they also faced themselves, and in that mirror they decided, I may not know how long it will take, but I know this, I will win. Let me give you something to hold on to. When life knocks you down, try to land on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. And if you can get up, you can stand. And if you can stand, you can fight. And if you can fight, you can win. But it all starts with the decision not to stay down. Don't stay down, don't quit, don't surrender. Keep saying it until your heart believes it. Keep saying it until your bones feel it. Keep saying it until every fiber of your being comes alive with it. I will win. You see, there is something about persistence that scares the enemy. There is something about resilience that makes obstacles tremble. There is something about determination that shakes the very ground beneath your problems. Problems don't know what to do with someone who refuses to quit. Obstacles don't know how to handle someone who says, I may be tired, I may be bleeding, I may be broken, but I am not finished. I will win. Now, let me tell you a secret about winning. It's not just about you. Yes, you are the one fighting. Yes, you are the one running. Yes, you are the one enduring, but when you win, others win. When you rise, others rise. When you shine, others see the light. Somebody's watching you right now. Somebody is waiting to see if you'll give up or keep going. Somebody is drawing strength from your story. Somebody is saying, if they can make it, maybe I can too. That's why you can't quit. That's why you can't stop. That's why you can't give up. Because your victory is bigger than you. And when you stand up and say, I will win, you're not just talking for yourself. You're speaking for every person connected to you, every person who will be inspired by you, every person who will be set free by the fire in your fight. And I know you've failed before. I know you've fallen short. I know you've had seasons where you thought you were finished. But hear me, a setback is not a defeat. A delay is not a denial. A no today doesn't mean a no forever. Sometimes the struggle is the training ground. Sometimes the failure is the classroom. Sometimes the pain is the preparation for the promise. Don't despise the process. Don't despise the journey. Don't despise the nights of tears and the mornings of doubt. Because all of it, every ounce of it, is working together to make you stronger, to make you wiser, to make you tougher, to make you the kind of person who can truly say and truly live, I will win. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you are running a race and you're tired, your legs are burning, your chest is on fire, sweat is pouring down your face, and all around you people are dropping out. People are saying, it's too hard, I can't make it. And there's a voice in your head whispering, maybe you should stop too. But deep down there's another voice, a stronger voice. A voice that says, don't stop, don't quit, keep moving, keep running, because the finish line is ahead, because the crown is ahead, because the victory is ahead. Keep going, because you will win. That's the voice I want you to turn up today. That's the voice I want you to amplify until it drowns out every fear, every doubt, every excuse. The voice of faith, the voice of power, the voice of victory. And every time you hear that weaker voice, that defeated voice, that fearful voice, you shut it down with these words, I will win. Now, let's be real. Winning doesn't always look like what we think. Sometimes winning isn't the trophy. Sometimes winning isn't the headline. Sometimes winning isn't the applause. Sometimes winning is just not giving up. Sometimes winning is just surviving the storm. Sometimes winning is just making it through the night. Sometimes winning is just choosing to keep believing when everything around you says it's impossible. Don't miss the small victories. Don't overlook the quiet wins. Don't despise the days of little progress, because every step forward, every breath you take, every battle you endure, it all adds up. And one day you'll look back and realize you've won more battles than you even recognized. But here's the thing, you've got to see it before you see it. You've got to believe it before you achieve it. You've got to carry victory in your heart before it shows up in your hands. That's why I want you to speak it until you see it. Speak it until you feel it. Speak it until your reality matches your declaration. Wake up every morning and look in the mirror and tell yourself, I will win. Walk through every valley and whisper to the shadows, I will win. Face every enemy, face every doubt, face every fear, and roar from the depths of your soul. I will win, because winning isn't about what you have, it's about who you are. Winning isn't about resources, it's about resilience. Winning isn't about talent, it's about tenacity. Winning isn't about where you came from, it's about where you decide to go. And when you decide to win, when you declare to win, when you commit to win, nothing in this world can stop you. Doors will open, opportunities will appear, strength will rise, and even when life throws its hardest punch, even when you stumble, even when you fall, you will rise again, because you've already made the decision. Because you've already written the ending, because you've already declared, I will win. So today, I want you to leave here with your head high and your heart full. I want you to leave here with fire in your bones and steel in your spine. I want you to leave here ready to face the storms, ready to face the critics, ready to face the battles. And when they ask you how you're going to make it, when they ask you why you're still standing, when they ask you what keeps you going, you tell them, I will win. And when you lay your head down at night, when the voices of fear try to whisper again, you silence them with those same words. And when the sun rises tomorrow and you face another day of challenges, you remind yourself again, over and over, until it is written in your heart, until it is carved into your soul, until it becomes the unshakable reality of your life: I will win. Say it with me right now, one more time, loud enough to shake this room, loud enough to echo through your future, loud enough to silence every doubt: I will win. And because you've declared it, because you've believed it, because you've chosen it, I promise you, one day you will look back and you will see you already did. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think deeply about this truth. The fight is personal, but the win inspires generations beyond you. The struggles you carry, the battles you wage, the pain you endure, it feels like it's just about you. It feels like it's your problem, your challenge, your storm, and yes, it is personal. Nobody else knows the nights you've cried yourself to sleep. Nobody else knows the silent battles in your mind, the wars that rage in your heart. Nobody else feels the weight of your doubts, your fears, your insecurities. It's personal, it's real, it's heavy. But let me tell you something powerful today. The outcome of your fight will not stay with you alone. Your victory will echo beyond your lifetime. Your win will inspire generations you may never even meet. Somebody is watching you right now, a child, a friend, a brother, a sister. They're watching how you carry yourself when you're under pressure. They're watching how you respond when life knocks you down. They're watching how you react when the odds are stacked against you. They may not say it out loud, they may not even admit it to themselves, but they are looking to see if you're going to break or if you're going to rise. And when they see you keep fighting, when they see you keep believing, when they see you refuse to quit, something in them awakens. Something whispers, if they can, maybe I can too. That's why your fight matters. That's why quitting is not an option. You think it's just about your life, but it's not. It's about the lives that will be lit by the fire you refuse to let die. Your perseverance plants seeds, seeds that grow in the hearts of those who see you. Seeds that blossom long after your battle is over. You may not see the harvest, but your courage becomes the soil where someone else's destiny grows. Think about the people who came before you. Think about the sacrifices that were made long before you ever walked this earth. Somebody fought so you could be here. Somebody endured ridicule, rejection, poverty, and pain so you could have opportunities they never had. Somebody kept pushing when the world told them to stop. Somebody said, I will not give up. And because of that, you are standing here today. Their fight was personal, but the wind stretched across time, reaching you, blessing you, inspiring you. And now it's your turn. Now it's your fight. Now it's your chance to stand strong and understand. Your fight is personal, but your win is generational. Maybe you're carrying battles nobody else can see. Maybe you're fighting depression. Maybe you're fighting loneliness. Maybe you're fighting financial struggles, sickness, or heartbreak. And you've been tempted to believe it's just about survival. You've been tempted to believe it doesn't matter if you quit. You've been tempted to believe that if you stop fighting, it won't affect anyone else. But I need you to hear me loud and clear. Somebody needs your victory. Somebody needs your example. Somebody is waiting to see the proof that it can be done. When you rise, they rise. When you overcome, they believe they can overcome too. When you win, your children see it. They learn what's possible. They learn that the pain they feel today doesn't have to define their tomorrow. When you win, your community sees it. They gain strength. They realize that dreams are not fantasies, that success is not reserved for the few, but that ordinary people with extraordinary determination can break barriers. When you win, strangers see it. They hear your story, they watch your example, and even though you don't know them, they find courage in your testimony. That's the power of your win. It reaches farther than your name, farther than your lifetime, farther than your imagination. I want you to think about a stone dropped into a pond. At first, it's just one splash, just one drop. That splash, that's your fight. That's your personal struggle. But then the ripples begin to spread. The ripples travel farther and farther, touching every edge of the water. Those ripples, that's your win. That's the impact your victory has on everyone connected to you, and even those who aren't. One act of courage, one choice to endure, one refusal to quit. It doesn't stop with you. It spreads, it multiplies, it inspires. See, when you fight through your storm, when you overcome what tried to break you, your children won't just hear about perseverance in a book. They'll see it living in front of them. When you conquer the giant in your life, your grandchildren will inherit a new story, a new identity. They won't be chained to the same struggles because you broke them. Your win redefines what's possible in your bloodline. Your win becomes the inheritance that money can't buy. And long after you're gone, long after your voice is silent, the echoes of your victory will still be speaking. But make no mistake, because the fight is personal, it will hurt. It will push you to the edge. It will test every ounce of your willpower, and that's why so many people quit, because they think the fight is only about them. They think the pain is pointless. They think the struggle is wasted. But if you can shift your perspective and realize that your fight is the torch that lights the way for others, if you can see that your fight is the bridge for generations to cross, then you will find the strength to keep going when everything in you says stop. Think about the young ones coming after you. They won't just inherit your DNA, they will inherit your decisions. They will inherit your victories. They will inherit the standard you set. You are writing their blueprint with the way you fight today. That's why you've got to dig deep. That's why you've got to refuse to surrender, because their future is tied to your present. Their belief is tied to your resilience. Their dreams are tied to your determination. Your fight is personal, but your win is for them. And let's talk about legacy. Legacy isn't about the money you leave. Legacy isn't about the buildings with your name on them. Legacy is about the example you live. Legacy is about the courage you show. Legacy is about the mountains you move so the next generation doesn't have to. And every time you choose to keep going, every time you choose to believe, every time you choose to fight, you are laying down stones that will build a path for others to follow. You are building bridges that others will walk across. You are planting trees whose shade you may never sit under, but your children, your grandchildren, your community, your people, they will rest under them. So yes, the fight is personal. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels lonely. Yes, it makes you wonder why you have to go through it. But don't you dare forget that your win carries weight far beyond you. Don't you dare forget that your victory will inspire others long after you're gone. Don't you dare forget that your fight is not wasted. It is writing a story that generations will tell, a story of resilience, a story of courage, a story of a person who refused to give up, a story of someone who fought a personal battle and created a generational blessing. I need you to see this. There are children not yet born who will walk in freedom because you refuse to quit. There are families not yet created who will live in abundance because you refuse to quit. There are communities not yet built that will thrive because you refuse to quit. Your win is bigger than your name, bigger than your lifetime, bigger than your pain. Your fight is personal, but your win inspires generations beyond you.